Good morning. This is ALEKS assignment number 5, function and function notation. So we're going to go ahead and run through this one, and I will go back and do assignment number 3 for those of you who maybe did not skip it. So it says, suppose that the relation G is defined as follows, and it provides 3 ordered pairs. It says, give the domain and range of G using set notation. So if we're looking, remember that, domain equals your x values, and range equals your y. So if you need to, label them xy, xy, xy. Additionally, in set notation, there are some rules. 1, you put them from smallest to biggest. And 2, if you have repeating numbers, you do not write the repeats. So for this one, you would put the domain is the set of, and you're going to list your 3 x values in order from smallest to biggest. But notice that 2 of those x values are the same, so it would simply be -8 and 2, and that is your domain. On your range, you are going to follow the same rules, smallest to biggest with no repeats. So you have 4, -3, and 2, -3, 2, and 4. And that is how you write domain and range in Set Builder. Moving on, it says, use the graph to determine the behavior of the function between the indicated points. So what you're looking at, let me put a highlighter on here, is from A to B. What is happening? Did my line go uphill, downhill, stay flat, or not move? And again, remember that you read a graph from left to right, just like you read a sentence. So the first one is that one. Your next one is, let's find another light color here, from B to C. Did you go uphill, downhill, or remain the same? Then you're looking from C to D. What happens on that? And then finally, what happens from D to E? And again, uphill, downhill, or remaining flat. Onward to number 3. It says the graph of the function f is shown below. Find one value of x for which the function equals 3 and find the value of f of 1. So you've got a couple of different things there. First, what you want to do is, what does x equal? No, sorry, x does not equal 3. What does x equal when y equals 3? So you want to know, what is that value of x when y equals 3? So it's like an ordered pair. So you come over here to where y is 3. And either of those points will work because it just wants one value. Then the second question says, when I plug 1 in for x, what does it equal? What comes out? So when I plug 1 in for x, which is right here, what is my y value? All right, number 4. It says choose the graph that matches the scenario. So this says Bob walks home from school. Bob's distance from home is on your y-axis, and the amount of time that has transpired since he left school is along your y-axis. So if he's walking home from school, is his distance getting greater, getting smaller, or remaining the same? Letter B says a passenger plane, flies at a constant speed. So that word constant is the important one. What does it, oh, that's not a highlighter, sorry. What does it mean to be constant? Which graph matches? Scrolling down here to number 5. Sorry, I apparently don't know how to use my pen. Scrolling down to number 5. It says that suppose that a relation T is defined as follows, and it gives you a set of ordered pairs. And it says, give the domain and range of T. So this is exactly like number 1. So you're going to go back and look at number 1, see how we did that to figure it out. Number 6 is very similar to what we just did before. So what does x equal when y equals -4? So again, y is -4. What is that x value in your ordered pair? And then the next one says that f of 2, we want to know what does that equal. So again, my ordered pair, my x is 2, my y is what? And so here's where x is 2. What does y equal? Okay, same thing for number 7. It is literally the same as what we just did on part 2 of that previous question. It tells me that f of x, we're substituting 2 in for x. So what is our y value when x is 2? Number 8, now we have a story problem. Okay, it says the Sugar Sweet Company is going to transport its sugar to market. It will cost $7,500 to rent trucks, plus $225 for each ton of sugar. The total cost, C, in dollars, for transporting N tons, so that's important. N represents the number of tons. It gives you an equation, and it wants you to plug N in. So what is the total cost? 7,500 plus 225 times 12. And then it tells you if the total cost is 12,450, how many tons are we transporting? So you're going to plug in 12,450 for your total cost, 7,500 plus 225 N, and you are going to solve for N. Step 1 is going to be to move that $7,500. Step 2 is going to be to divide out the 225. Not going to solve it for you, but I've got y'all set up. Question 9 looks at a table, and then it takes your table and it plots your points. So the number of hours, nope, sorry, that's B. So it looks at a table, and it wants to know what is the dependent and what is the independent. Remember, we have talked about independent is always X, dependent is always Y. That holds true for part B as well. So that one should be pretty straightforward. Sorry. Number 10 says find the value of Y. So what's the value of your equation when X is -5? So I put -5 in for X, and I want to know what is my Y value when X is on that line. So again, it's an ordered pair. X is -5. What is your Y value? All right, moving down, number 11. Geez, you'd think I'd get better at this by now. Number 11 says the graph of a relation is shown below. Give the domain and range using set notation. So your answer will look like number 1. Your answer will look like number 1. However, what you first have to do is go in and label these ordered pairs so that you have a list of ordered pairs to work from. A lot of us tend to mix up our X and Y, so I'm going to go ahead and label these for you. This one's -3, 2. This one is 3, 1. This guy is 3, 0. And this one is 2, -3. So remember that your domain is your X values, smallest to biggest. Sorry, no repeats. And your range is the same, except it's your Y values. Okay, number 12 is exactly the same as number 11. So let's go ahead and label those ordered pairs. You've got -3, 3, 0, 2, -2, -2, and 3, -3. Then do exactly what you did in number 11. All right, next page. Number 13 says find the value of the graph when x is -4. So when x is -4, what do I get for y? So I come over here, when x is -4, that's this line. What is that value of y? 14 is similar to what we've already done. It's a two-parter. First, it wants to know when x is 3, what is the y value? And then it wants you to tell me, or tell Mrs. Broadgum, I guess, when you have 2 as your y value, what is your x value? So let's do this guy in yellow. When x is 3, that's this one right here, what is that y value? And then when y is 2, that's this line right here, what is your x value? Except I should say, what are your x values? Because this has 2 answers. All right, that gets you through the next one. Good job.